Welcome back. She's a fitness enthusiast and wants to share how her fitness and nutrition journey changed her life. We've got Chelsie Cauthon live in studio with us this morning, and she was just announced as one of the 10 finalists in the Colossal Miss Health and Fitness competition. Thanks so much for being here, Chelsie.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, really excited to chat with you. First, tell us about this competition and how it works. This is an online competition.
Yeah, online completely. So it is the Miss Health and Fitness competition. Really, at its core, it is a fundraiser to support children with cancer. So it's the Be Positive Foundation, and they aim to bring awareness, help financially for families that have been impacted with children with cancer, and yeah, fund research. So overall, just a great cause.
Yeah, that's awesome. I had a chance to kind of check out the website myself, and basically they're looking for everyday people that put fitness first. Yeah. Kind of talk about how you found your way to being part of this competition.
Yeah, so I really seriously started my fitness journey maybe 2 years ago. Wow. And it is something that has just completely transformed my life. You know, from just basic movement to being able to walk while I'm working. I have a walking pad that I love to use, and that's just a huge productivity hack. And then, yeah, going to the gym, rock climbing, etc., weightlifting, it has just completely transformed my life. And I'm like, how can I use this to bring awareness to other causes? And so this competition just felt like a great fit for me.
Yeah, we're seeing video now. We saw some pictures of your transformation already. And I think that walking pad that you mentioned is coming up here shortly. Why did you want to make the change in the first place?
You know, for me, I think it was just about really wanting to strive to be better for myself and for those around me, right? Like, I come from a family that is just fiercely supportive. Nice. And my mom believes I can do anything. And I got to this point where I'm like, you know, I have these people that I admire and these goals, but nothing's going to happen unless I make a change. And so I started to take myself seriously, started to invest in myself. And then when I started showing up for myself, started seeing those changes, I'm like, wow, I can do this. I do have it in me. And so it's just been this really fulfilling journey for me.
Yeah, and you are doing it, obviously, because the way this competition works, you've kind of been getting knocked up to round after round after round through this online voting. Now you're in the top 10, and it's still that same process. People can vote online, donate online, and it's all sort of helping with the same cause, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can do a free vote every 24 hours, which is great, but really the benefit is to vote, right? So every dollar is a vote, and yeah, it just ends up benefiting this foundation. And so I'm happy to continue to support that and just see how far we can take this.
Yeah, and really 2 prizes with this competition, because money is going to this great charity that you mentioned, supporting families dealing with childhood cancer. But if we pull up the website there, you'll also see the winner will get $20,000 and also a cover page of Muscle Fitness Hers. That's got to be really cool. What would that be like for you to win, Chelsie?
You know, I can't even imagine. I can't, you know, I can picture it, but I just feel like it would be so surreal. In the support that I'm receiving from the people around me and people from all stages of my life, whether it was past coworkers, you know, friends from high school, strangers on the internet, just showing up to support me, it's just been so humbling.
Yeah, well, I love how you mentioned making this change. And just 2 years ago, that wasn't that long ago that you've been able to make this amazing change, make it to the top 10 in this national competition. But I love the aspect of you saying it changed your life. In what way, and what do you want others to know who may be wanting to make the same move?
You know, I think I just have so much more trust in myself. I was able to show up for myself, and the things that I have endured, it almost builds like this mental catalog that I can look back on. And so when things are hard now, I can kind of think back to, okay, well, I've made it through this, and so I can make it through that, right? And I think just knowing that I have my own back now is really something that I can't even put words to. But I always had this thought of, you know, as a child growing up with depression and anxiety, there was a lot of self-doubt. And so investing in myself has just paid dividends and changed my inner dialogue and how I talk to myself and how I show up for not only myself, but others in my life too.
And I would imagine you just feel better.
Yeah, 100%. I'm eating better. I'm moving, and I think just those simple things alone have completely changed my outlook.
Yeah. So what are your normal routines like, and even maybe some of your diet, if you don't mind sharing, for people who are like, okay, well, how did you make this change? We saw that before and after picture over just a couple of years. That's pretty impressive. So what do those changes look like?
Yeah, so the before and after picture was actually from April 2 years ago. So it was April to October. So it was really a short amount of time, right? Simple changes like just walking. Truly, my walking pad has been a huge game changer for me.
Where instead of just typing on your computer, you can also be typing and walking.
Exactly. I'm getting movement and I'm being productive at work. And then also the things that I really enjoy doing, rock climbing. So I'm doing that 3 to 4 times a week. I'm going to the gym and doing, weightlifting exercises, and those are sometimes 4 to 5 times a week, right? And so it is time intensive, but I do want to highlight that, walking is such a great way just to keep yourself active and really make small changes that add up. I always thought I was active in general. And then when I started to really dig into it, I'm like, wow, I sit at a desk every day, and so how can I make myself a little bit more, active in that way while I'm working? And so that's been huge. And then as far as my diet goes, I track my food. I never thought I would be one of those people that would weigh out my food. I'm like, no way.
I know what you mean.
That's terrible. But I actually find a lot of joy in it because there's days where I'm like, oh man, I get to eat so much more, because I still have calories left and I still have, access
And I almost
there.
feel like too, when you go that route, you're not so much having to take out the things you don't enjoy. You're just having more control on limiting maybe those fun things that you really
Absolutely. And, I feel like I enjoy food so much more now because I'm finding ways to still eat the things that I love to eat, but make smarter choices with it.
And then you don't have to regret it.
Exactly. And I'm enjoying my food, and then I feel really good afterwards.
Yeah,
so
that is awesome.
It's been great.
Okay, so what is left in the competition? How many days are left before they choose that ultimate winner?
So we have a little bit of time left here. This Thursday, we're making the cut down to the top 5, and then we go into like the quarterfinals from there. I believe the competition technically ends in April, and there'll be a winner announced April 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So just got to continue to ask people to donate, to vote, and we'll see how this turns out.
Well, wishing you all the best, Chelsie. You look great. I'm so impressed that you've been able to make these changes in just a couple of years. Such a great story. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you for having me.
We're back right after this.